All right, let's look at number 16 to kind of finish up our lesson today. So there are 1,275 people trying out for a show, and the director needs to put people in 5 waiting rooms. Okay, if each room has the same number of people, how many will be in each room? I circled that because that is my question. And I'm going to circle the letter for the correct answer, and I see there's something else after that. So I've gone ahead and written my equation, 1,275 divided by 5. And I have shown you twice with the partial quotient, so we're going to go back and we're going to try that area model strategy. And it's going to look like something like this. I want to know 5 times what will get me 1,275. So let's figure that out. So I'm thinking that if I'm trying to figure out 1,275. I want to start pretty big. So again, I have 1,275. Well, 5 times what is going to get me close to that? 5 times, well, I know 5 times 2 is 10. Okay. So then 5 times 200 should get me 1,000. 5 times 200. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. That does work. So 1,000 is correct. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 in my tens place. And a 2. And I've gotten rid of that 1,000. So I'm left with 275. And I'm going to bring that up to my next box. So I've got 275 left to deal with, and I just really like to try to stick with my friendly numbers. So 5 times what is going to get me close to 275? You know, I know that 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 5 is 25. So then 5 times 50 should get me 250. 5 times 5 is 25 with a 0. Yes, that is correct. So let me go ahead and subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So I'm left with 25. Hey, I love when you get to the end of a division problem and you're like, oh, it all worked out. How nice. So here we go. We just kind of figured this out. But 5 times 5 is 25. So when I bring this up over here, 25 minus 25 will get me a happy little 0. Okay, so where am I going to find my answer? In an area model, it's going to be right here on top. So I've got 200 plus 50 plus 5. If I need to, I can go down here. 200 plus 50 plus 5 is going to give me 255, which is option C. But if I look, it says Awan chose D as the correct answer. How did he get the answer? Well, if I'm looking at D, it's 1,270. And if I remember my equation, which was 1,275 divided by 5, looking at these numbers, what did he do? I'm noticing that the only difference between my equation, one of the numbers in my equation here, and his answer is in that ones place. I think he, instead of dividing, subtracted. So let me just check if a 1 didn't divide, but he subtracted. 5 minus 5 is 0. Everything else would stay the same. I think a 1 subtracted instead of dividing, and that's how he got 1,270, was by subtracting. So I would have written that he subtracted. Hopefully you got that one. Okay. All right. Thanks, fourth graders.